no doubt, the leaders of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities, ASUU, has turned into slaves the members of the union. The leaders have turned the members of the union into their own slaves, into their own cocoa farm that they are exploiting on monthly basis to the tune of 3% of each ASUU member's monthly salary monthly. It was not like that from the beginning. It is a recent development in 2012 when Dr. Nasir Issa Fage became the president of the union in 2012. That time, under the presidency of Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, the leaders of ASUU under Fage amended the constitution to be extorting 2% of each ASUU member's monthly salary monthly and empower themselves with the amendment to increase or decrease the amount to be deducted from each member every month as deemed fit by the leadership alone, not taken to any Congress, decided and concluded by the leadership in 2012 and approved by both the university administrators and the federal government under the presidency of Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan. 2% to be increased or decreased as pleased the leadership. That's what the constitution says. And that was the status quo under the presidency of Muhammadu Buhari, and now under the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So 4 years under Jonathan, 8 years under Muhammadu Buhari, 12 years, and now more than 2 years under the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, 14th year of extortion of a percentage of each ASUU member's monthly salary by ASUU leadership in the name of a workers' union, fellow workers, with everybody getting his or her own salary. And now the leadership is extorting a percentage of its members' monthly salary monthly. So when you now ask them, what are you doing with the money? They will tell you they are giving scholarship to indigent undergraduate students, not minding that those whose money they are extorting on monthly basis go to the bank to get loan to meet the needs of their own children in schools. Tuition, hostel, transportation, feeding, pocket money of their children on monthly basis. And as if that were not enough, as from 2013, when another increment of salaries was due to federal universities workers, academic and non-academic, ASUU leadership came up under the same Dr. Nasir Issa Fage, who was the president of ASUU 2012 to 2016, succeeded by Professor Biodun Ogunyemi, and 2020 to 2024 by Professor Emmanuel Osodeke, and now by Professor Chris Piwanu. So, in 2013, as from 2013 till date, the federal university workers have not gotten any increment of salaries, properly so called, since 2013 till date, because ASUU leadership started getting certain money called earned academic allowance, shared with the non-academic unions, also making the non-academic unions to keep mum and not protesting about increment of salaries. Because once the money is gotten from government and shared among the unions, the leaders of the unions, including ASUU leaders, take whatever they want from the money in millions of naira and give pittance to fellow workers who are not privileged like themselves or influential like themselves, because they settle their cronies, both ASUU and the non-academic unions leaders settle their cronies, those who are influential that could oppose them, they settle them and they get the collaboration of both the government and the universities administrators. So the number one reason why the members appear helpless, no, not appear helpless, they are helpless. As helpless as Nigerians are helpless when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said fuel subsidy is gone, and later that electricity subsidy is also gone, education subsidy gone, and nothing for Nigerians to enjoy. Workers are not even paid living wages. So, and yet Nigerians cannot do anything to the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It is the same way ASUU leaders, ASUU members are helpless. Many Russians don't like the war going on with Ukraine because they are suffering setbacks to their life. But they can only murmur. There's nothing they can do in the hands of Vladimir Putin controlling the security forces. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the chief commander of Nigeria's armed forces. So what will any group of people do to Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency? It's the same even in Gaza. Many Gazans know that Hamas is the cause of their problem. Forget that NATO, led by France of all countries, Emmanuel Macron of all persons, rejected in Africa and having no basis anywhere, is now leading NATO against Israel and not against Hamas that visited Israel with massacre. October 7, 2023, which Israel will never forget or forgive until Hamas gives us the leadership of Gaza. So the whole world now prefers the leadership of Hamas to the life of Gaza. That's the fact of the case. But where I'm going is that the members of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities are powerless. They don't like at all extortion of 1% of their salary on monthly basis by their workers' union. They don't like at all ASUU leadership getting fraudulent and academic allowance and sharing it with the non-academic unions in lieu of increment of salary since 2009, the last year that federal universities workers, academic and non-academic, got increment of salaries. When another one was due in 2013, ASUU leadership replaced it together with government with fraudulent and academic allowance. So that's the situation. ASUU members are miserable. ASUU members are in agony, but what can they do? So once you have given power to a person or a group of people, they become something else. So you don't really know a person or a people until you give them power. That's the fact of the case. And now, government that could bail out, government and the universities administrators that could bail out ASUU members, their workers, are not doing so. They are rather colluding with ASUU leadership. So whenever you hear ASUU leadership complaining about government or threatening government with strike, they are telling lies. They have been in an ally of both the federal government and the federal and the university administrators on the 2009 agreement involving increment of salaries for federal universities workers, an agreement of 2009 due for implementation in 2013, but put in hold by the conspiracy of ASUU leaders with federal government. And the non-academic union leadership keyed into it because they become multimillionaire on getting, each time they get the so-called end academic allowance that was never calculated for the workers, but a lump sum bribe gotten by ASUU leadership and shared with the non-academic unions to the detriment of the workers. But the worst of all is that a union's leadership is extorting a percentage of each worker's monthly salary monthly. I don't know where that is done. And those who, the majority who are suffering, some of them are ignorant. Even some professors don't even know what is happening to their salary. They have their minds on something else, becoming director, this and that. But those who sit with the work and have no other means of income, and who know the fire that is burning them, are unable to quench it. In the same way that Nigerians cannot do anything to a government that is taking away so-called subsidies, even from fuel, while Nigeria is living on fuel money. So that is the story. Even we cannot do about it, at least we must understand our situation. So for the general public and federal universities workers, academic and non-academic, who don't know the meaning of the fire that is burning them, I'm telling them, because it's something I did research on, consistent research, consistent and painstaking research since 2020 till date.